Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is walking the talk, especially when it comes to agriculture. In addition to his life in politics, he's been a registered farmer since 1975. Dr. Rowley rears sheep at his farm in Mason Hall, and during this leg of farm tours, he proudly displayed his livestock farm to Chief Secretary Ancil K.
A very excellent operation up at Mason Hall. I was quite impressed. Over 400 sheep at that location. So the Prime Minister is doing a very excellent project up there.
Mr. Dennis and Dr. Rowley visited other animal husbandry farmers. On the list were Nyron Orr's Mount St. George Poultry Farm and a sheep farm at Orkinscure, operated by Kyle Joseph.
The visit was a nice experience. To see the Prime Minister, which is a sheep farmer as well, came to visit my farm. That means that is something that we're really working on. I've been working on it for a while in terms of making Tobagonians try to understand that farming is one of the ways that you could make a living.
The Prime Minister was pleased with their operations. He's in support of providing livestock farmers with more resources to grow their business.
As for the livestock farmers, this farmer and others here, in order to expand the production, it would be important to note that the THA, could use and would use state land to get these farmers onto better tenure on state land so they could invest in a more sustainable way. And whether it is through the ADB or the THA's own projects, whatever it is, these farmers who have demonstrated that they do not need to be interviewed to determine if they are farmers, but one only has to look to see what they are engaged in for their livelihood, to know that they are farmers and just to give them the support that they need.
The Prime Minister and the Chief Secretary also toured a few farms at the Goldsboro estate. Here, farmers grow peppers, as well as ground provision like sweet potatoes, dasheen and yellow yam. Rounding off this leg of farm visits was a tour of 6-year-old Kaylon Edwards' home garden at Bethel. The Prime Minister was pleased with the young farmer's work.
Well, I think the response was viral. Everybody saw, how he was a little bit hesitant at first because he wasn't sure who the persons were. But only until the Prime Minister spoke and he heard his voice is when I believe he realized who he was talking to. And he could see how he jumped into the arms of the Prime Minister. So, that everybody saw how his response was. He was very happy, he was excited.
I was really bored, so I started planting and I realized he was more excited than I was. And you will see him every day. He'll go out, wetting, weeding, stuff like that. But then we eventually realized that he's really passionate about this gardening stuff. Every other week he wants to try a new seedling to see the outcome of it. So we just motivate him, push him.
Kaylon got further motivation from the officials, a tray of seedlings. It's an investment in a young man who's expected to further contribute to the revitalization of agriculture on the island. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.